F-302. This is BlueBrixx Stargate set 106843. It was released in March 2024 for about €80. This construction block set consists of 1,356 pieces, which are compatible to bricks by other building blocks companies like Lego, Kobe, Mega, and so on. This is not going to be the first F-302 that I ever have built with building blocks. A few months ago I showed you a best lock set which also contained this fighter. But we can't really compare these two models because the best lock model was part of a playset, and this model here is way bigger and it's really detailed. The F-302 fighter interceptor first appeared in the Stargate SG-1 TV series. It is the production model of the experimental X-302, Earth's second attempt at constructing a combat-capable spacecraft. I'm really looking forward to build this model because it's so detailed it will easily replace my best lock model. This set here is a BlueBrixx Pro set, so unlike the special sets, which only come in these boring boxes, we got a really well designed box. It's colorful. On the front we see the F-302. It's a computer rendered image, I think. And on the back side we get to see the complete build, the fighter and its stand. We also get to know the dimensions of the completed build. So it will be 52.5 centimeters by 18 centimeters by 29 centimeters. Alright, then let's open the box. This is a BlueBrixx Pro set. That means we get printed building instructions. Sadly, there are no digital instructions for Pro sets. As you can see, the bricks come in numbered bags. This means there are several building sections. When we have a look at the instructions, we can see that there are 4 different building sections. So, for each of the building sections, we have to open the bags with the according number on them. I noticed that there is also one bag which comes without a number. So I guess this bag contains pieces for several building sections. Alright, now I'm going to open all the bags needed for building section 1. And then I will start with step 1-1. I will come back to you as soon as I see something interesting or something doesn't work as intended. Step 1-6. In this step we have to use this axle pin connector hub with 2 axles. And to me this piece is new. I haven't seen it before. According to Bricklink, Lego introduced this piece in 2017. It appeared in almost 160 sets so far. I actually own several of these sets, but I haven't found the time to build those sets yet, and so I didn't stumble upon this piece before. Step 1-22. In this step we have to use this inverted bracket here. Actually, this design is still protected by Lego, but for some reason we see protected pieces quite often in BlueBrixx sets. Normally, Lego doesn't allow other companies to use their pieces. I don't know how the guys at BlueBrixx get away with this. Maybe they have some kind of deal with Lego or something like that. I don't know. Step 1-23. This 1x2 by 2/3 curved slope is also protected. Strangely, the one with double that size is not. Step 1-24. In this step and the next few steps, we are going to build a little Stargate. For the Stargate, we need quite a few of those printed tiles. In this box here and also in the red boxes of the other steps, we can see that we have to get those tiles from this little segment here. During the printing process, or I guess before the printing process, they attach all those tiles to this black 8x8 round plate. When they do this, they can print on all the tiles in one single go. This means we get really perfectly aligned prints. I guess if they had printed all those tiles individually, then the prints wouldn't align that perfectly. But what's a bit strange is that we have to start with the 2x2 round tile in the middle. To get this, we also have to detach the other tiles before. Otherwise, we can't remove this. We can't get in there with our brick separator. By the way, this here is the brick separator which comes with the set. It's a Xingbao brick separator. All the bricks are by Xingbao. And yeah, I don't know. It's a bit funny that we get this giraffe with a Stargate design set. Well, the only other way I see to get this tile here in the middle is that we could use something and stick it in there. Sadly, this little axle here of the brick separator isn't long enough to detach the tile. Well, I'm going to detach these 3 tiles here at the rim, and then I can remove the one in the middle. After that, I will interlock this single tile with those 2 plates here. Step 1-28. We have freed now this plate from all its printed tiles, and now our Stargate is completely assembled. Step 1-38. In this step we are using a piece which LEGO, for example, doesn't use, but we can find it quite often in sets by alternative brick producers. It's simply a 1x1 plate with studs on both sides. I have already reached step 1-51, but I just noticed that back in step 1-42 we used another piece that is still protected by LEGO, a 2x2 plate with cut corner. Step 1-63. We just have completed the first building section. In this section we have built the stand and this part of the ship. I would call it the core. So you can see here, I think in this space here we will build the cockpit. Alright, then let's go on with building section 2. I'm going to open all the bags with the number 2 on them, and then I will continue with step 2-1. Step 2-5. This piece here is something I haven't seen before. It's a 2x2 round plate, but with flat bottom. Normally these bricks come with rounded bottom. I have never seen one with a flat bottom before. I don't think that LEGO uses these pieces. Step 2-6. This 1x2 plate with clip is another protected piece. Step 2-15. I think the step's totally unnecessary. The only thing we have to do is turning the fighter from this position into this position. And then in the next step, before we can place some pieces, we have to turn it again into this position. Step 2-24. Yet another piece with a protected design. This inverted bracket here. Oh, and this 1x2 brick modified is protected too. Step 2-25. Here we got even more protected pieces. This 1x2x2 brick modified with studs on the side, and this 1x1x2 brick modified with studs on the side. Step 2-40. We are building an engine right now, and for this engine we need 8 of these curved slopes here. The problem is that we only got 7 of them. Number 8 is missing. There is a spare part, but it's in the wrong color. I think this here is pearl dark gray, and well, we need one in flat silver. But I can't change it. I have to use this one now. Step 2-46. Time for building section 3. Step 3-7. Here we are using another protected piece, this modified 2x2 brick. Step 3-9. I don't think that LEGO uses these pieces here, these 2x2 plates with studs on both sides. At least I can't remember that I ever saw one of these pieces in a LEGO set. I have seen them in several BlueBrixx sets as far as I can remember, but not in a LEGO set. I also think this isn't the first time that we use these pieces in this set here. I'm quite sure that I have used them in an earlier step. Oh yeah, here we can see that I already have placed several of these pieces. Step 3-56. Right now we are building missiles, and for these missiles we need a bit of help, because the missiles consist of several segments which contain bars. Here you can see 2 of the segments, and these images here are very helpful because here we can see how much of the bar is supposed to peek out of our segment. Here you can see that I assembled the segment correctly. The right amount of the red bar is peeking out of the hollow cone. We also do this with the other segment, and when we have done that, we can simply assemble all those segments, and this will result in a missile. Let's see if I can do this with just one single hand. I think it's easier done with 2 hands, but I need 1 hand to hold the camera. Yeah, I managed to assemble the missile. It's a bit bent, but now it should be better, I think. And here's our second missile. With step 3-62, the third building section is complete. We have added this wing to our fighter. And now in the fourth building section, we are going to build the second wing. I think I can't place this on the table like this, because then the wing will be bent a bit. So what I'm going to do now is that I will already place our fighter on the stand. Luckily, we have built the stand in the beginning. This means that now we can use it. All right, the whole thing is still a bit uneven because the weight of the second wing is missing, but I think our build will survive this problem until I have added a second wing. All right, then let's continue with building section 4. Step 4-17. One of the pieces we have to place in the step is one of those 2x2 round plates with flat bottom. And you can see when we place this one here, like shown in the instructions, it means that one of the studs isn't connected with anything. This stud here should be loose. So it looks like this. And when we have a look at a later step, here in step 4-25, we can see that it really is supposed to be that way. The strange thing is that we have done this before when we build the other wing, and here, step 3-59, it's clearly visible that the whole plate is interlocked with all the studs. So it's you can see that we move the whole plate by one stud inwards. Like this. And I think this is also going to be the way how I will interlock the plate for this wing. Step 4-45. In this step we added a whole segment behind the cockpit. This part here, you can see it here, this is the same, just mirrored. And well, we had to interlock it with the help of hinges. So you can see we got these hinges here. And well, this wasn't so easy because normally there sits this part here behind the cockpit. But when you push the segment in here, it simply pops off because there's so much pressure and you can't really aim. But actually this is good because now it's way easier to interlock these segments, and then we can simply place this back later. Step 4-48. The build is complete. And have a look at this model. I think it comes really close to what we see in the TV series. When we put it next to Lego minifigures, we can see that the whole model is in minifigure scale. By the way, these minifigures didn't come with the set. Those are Lego minifigures with custom prints by Cut the Crackle. And I also modified Daniel Jackson a bit. I replaced his head and his hairpiece. Cut the Crackle's minifigure is supposed to have this head here, but for me it looks like a female face. And it also comes with this hairpiece here. I think it's Luke Skywalker's hairpiece. I replaced it for these two parts because I think it just looks better. But now back to our model. What can we see here? Of course, those two huge wings and the cockpit. I must say that the cockpit is the biggest weakness of the set. It doesn't come with a real canopy. It only has this bar Technic pieces construction here. Also, have a look at the nose. This doesn't look correct. I think the fighter in the TV series doesn't have such an elegant nose. It's way wider here. It looks almost like a Lamborghini. And also the window here is wider on the lower end and gets more narrow up here. Well, but let's have a look inside this cockpit. There we can see two seats. One seat for the pilot and one seat for an optional gunner. We can see that each seat comes with controls. Those are printed tiles. Yeah. Sadly, I think a control stick is missing here for the pilot. Also, here in the front there are those sensors missing. But I like that the set comes with so many prints. So we got here prints next to the cockpit, here on the side, here on the wing. Also have a look at this crazy print here. It's, can you see it? Yeah, it's on the side of this rail plate here. This is really cool. And here also on this flap there is a print which is applied to two of those slopes at once. Here on the side we got how do you call these things? Stabilizing fins, I think. And here is another weakness of the set. Of course, it says F-302, but down here it says SGC, which is short for Stargate Command. And in the TV series, there we can see that it should say USAF, United States Air Force. But, BlueBrixx got a license for Stargate, but this US Air Force print would have needed an extra license by the Air Force. And BlueBrixx simply couldn't get a license for this, so they had to replace the USAF for SGC. What I did now is that I simply printed a sticker. Here's also another one. I printed for each side a sticker and applied it to these 4x4 plates with studs on the side here. And if you want to do this yourself, I think the font is called Bank Gothic. I went through a lot of fonts and this one here really looks like the one used here on this tile. You can see that I used the same font for the USAF, and it seems that BlueBrixx used another font for the SGC. But there is a video by BlueBrixx where they present the set, And in this set, they also show a computer rendered image of this build. And in this image, they hadn't changed the USAF for SGC. And there you can see that the USAF is in the same font as the F-302. And yeah, it's this font here. There is also a very detailed modeled by Eagle Moss, and they also used the same font for both of the rows of text. Well, my sticker isn't perfect. You can see that these black borders of the letters are a bit more intense than my black borders. Yeah, maybe I can change this. And also, my gaps here between the letters might be a bit too big. But I think it should do it for now. I also have ordered prints for this, and so in a while, I think it will take a few weeks, I can replace my stickers here for prints. Okay, then let's go on. What else can we see? Here in the back, yeah, we got those two jet engines and this huge rocket booster here in the center. You can see here that this curved slope here is in another color. It's in, what is this? I think these here are in, no, this is pearl dark gray, I think. And what is this called? I forgot it. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm going to inform BlueBrixx that I got the wrong piece here. And then, yeah, I will have to wait several weeks because they are going to order the replacement part from their manufacturer in China. The manufacturer will send the right piece to BlueBrixx in Europe, and BlueBrixx then will send the piece to me, and of course this takes quite a while. But at least I can get a replacement piece, so that's fine. Alright, then I think it's time to have a look on the underside. Can I detach it from the stand with just one hand? I hope I don't drop it. Yeah, I could detach it. Oh no. There's something went wrong. I'll come back to you in a second. Okay, I'm back. I accidentally disassembled these tabs here. Alright. There's quite a lot going on the underside of our build. So, what we can see are these huge intakes here. I think those are the inertial dampeners. And yeah, here in the front we got dual railguns, and here there are missiles. I like the building techniques used for the missiles. This is quite interesting that we attach all these hollow pieces to bars. What's missing is the hatches for the landing gear. I think prints would have been great for this. And I think in one episode we can see that This fighter has a bay door for cargo or bombs or whatever, but this isn't really visible here. But maybe this isn't standard for these fighters, and this was a modified fighter, I can't remember. Yeah, then here we can see the whole thing from the back. And let's have a look at the engines again. I think the engines, the jet engines here are a bit too short. I would have replaced this and that 2x2 round plate with a 2x2 round brick, I think, here in this size, and that should be a bit more accurate. Well, enough about the fighter. Let's have a look at the stand. I really like the simplicity of the stand. A lot of BlueBrixx Star Trek sets come with stands which are way too visible. They just distract from the model. And yeah, the stand here is kept quite simple and it does the job. It holds the fighter in place, and I think this is just perfect. It's very sturdy. It just does what a stand should do. And attached to the stand is this black here. Of course, the first thing we see is this printed Stargate, and this is really cool. It's not just one printed tile, it's made out of several tiles, so we have different layers of pieces here. This is really cool. And of course we got here the name of the 2E series, the name of the model, and some copyright stuff. Alright, then let me just put the fighter back on the stand. You can see that we got these two Technic axles here, and here on the underside of the fighter are those two holes, and yeah, we just connect it like this. But I need two hands for this, so I will have to put down the camera for a second. I'll be back in a second. So, the F-302 sits back on its stand, and I remember the names of the colors of the curved slopes we used here for the engine. The slopes here are in flat silver, and the wrong slope, this is pearl dark gray. And I also forgot to mention something about the seats in the cockpit. I think these seats are not made for Lego minifigures. You can see that they use jumper plates, and yeah, our Lego minifigures can't sit in there properly because these negative studs on their legs are on the wrong positions. So when we place them there will be a gap between the hip of the minifigure and the backrest. I think these seats are made for the BlueBrixx minifigures, which have other negative studs on their legs. I think there are negative studs in the middle, and so you need those jumper plates. You can place Lego minifigures in there, but it just doesn't look so good because they are too far away from the back of the chair. But I think it's easy to fix. You simply have to exchange these jumper plates for normal plates. So for the seat here in the back, you could use two 1x2 plates or a 2x2 plate. And for the seat in the front, you would need an additional 1x2 plate or 1x2 tile, because they used 1x3 jumper plates here with 2 studs each. Alright. Building this set was very much fun. There were no complicated building techniques. Everything was quite easy to do. Maybe you had to pay a bit attention when attaching those tiles here, because the whole wing was already completed. And we also had already interlocked the missiles with the wing. And so, yeah, when you push down the tiles, you have to pay a bit attention not to detach the missiles accidentally. The bricks used in the set are absolutely alright. I didn't have any problems with them. The clutch power is just fine. But I don't like their injection points so much. You can see that those are really injection holes, crater-like holes. They are huge, and yeah, you can see that we get to see quite a few of those studs on a completed build. Not everything is covered with tiles, and so, of course, we also get to see a lot of those craters. That's always the case with Xingbao bricks. So we can see on the box that Xingbao manufactured these sets for BlueBrixx. And yeah, Xingbao bricks are not the best bricks on the market. They work totally fine, but they simply don't look so nice. Well, as I said before, I had very much fun with the set, and I'm looking forward to build the other BlueBrixx Stargate ships. It's really cool. The only thing I really like about this, I really don't like about the set is, yeah, how the cockpit and the nose looks like. There is a, I think, 6x12 canopy by Lego, and maybe I will get one of those pieces, and maybe then I can mod the whole cockpit a bit so that it looks more accurate. Okay, but for today, the only thing left to do is replacing these tiles here with my tiles with stickers. That's way better, and I think it will even look better with the printed tiles.